Teacher, how did the teacher's homework go? I asked Amber, and I asked what the hardest part was. She got it done, and I told her yesterday not to overthink it, and she said she overthought it. Isn't it funny how we overthink things, and then after we do it, reanalyze what we did, and then change it, and then go back to what we did in the beginning? We've all done it. What was harder? Questions or closes?
Mine was closes.
All right, so was Amber's.
Mine was too. I think because, like I had mentioned yesterday, I don't think about it, and when I'm doing it, it comes natural, so I actually have to stop and pause and put some thought into it.
Closed.
Unanimous. What does that tell me?
That's where we need the most help.
Sure is. Like I said, I wrote 10 a night, 10 a night, 10 a night. If I miss a night, the next night I write 20. If I knew it was going to be gone a night, I'd do 20 before I left because I didn't want to worry about it. You know how it is when you... and one of the things that I do is when I set goals and what have you, I keep them. If I make promises to myself and I don't stop halfway through, and that's one thing my wife will tell you that I'm very predictable when I do things like that. If I promise myself I'm going to do something, I do it. I want to go back and do some review from my very first visit. And what's amazing is when you work here and you're here every day, you really don't realize how many people are coming in. And there's actually a lot of people that come in this store. And I wish we were busier and not spurts. Our busy is kind of spurts. I'd come out in there 2 or 3 and go back in, and come back out and there isn't any. And that'll change the longer we're here and the more advertising we do. We'll keep getting busier and busier. But I want to talk about opportunities. What is an opportunity?
Anyone that walks through the door.
All right. What else is it?
As they're walking out.
All right. 2 ways. Yeah. What else is an opportunity?
A chance.
Sure is. I put a sign up when I was very young in the back of the store I worked in before I opened my own. I opened my own when I was 27. And it's just a white piece of paper, and I kept it because I got it in my archives. That piece of paper, I learned to hate it. And the piece of paper said, the one I don't show is the one that would have bought it. Now yesterday, and I've been gone for a long time, I will admit that. But yesterday we had a lot of opportunities to wow people, did we not? Now just out of curiosity, how many people that dropped a repair off, had a battery put in their timepiece, they were looking at something else before they left, how many of them did you actually get a loose carrot or 2 in their hand before they walked out? Just out of curiosity. 0.
I'm proud of it.
I'm proud of it.
I'm proud of it.
I got an account right outside Atlanta. It's in a little tiny town in the hills in Georgia. My first visit 3 years ago, maybe 4 this fall, don't quote me on that. I went to a guy's store and he has a little daughter, and just there, her name's Allison. She's in 6th grade. My first visit. His store's in a strip center, and the school bus lets her off there because they live in the country, and he just drops her off there. And from 4 to 6, 5 nights a week, she works in her dad's store. My very first visit, 6th grade, and every time I come, he takes her out of school and has her listening to my 2 days of presentations and training. Because he always says, Shane, she's going to learn 10 times more from you than she is sitting in a classroom. So she went through program 1, 6th grade, wowing people. 2nd year I was there, I go every fall. She went through the one on closing that we talked about yesterday, and we're going to do some more on today. We have one on advanced also, advanced closing skills. Last year she went through the one on the clerk ticket, the 11 steps, a client coming in on a mission and the person that shops at Christmas. Clerk's clients. 8th grade, 14. When I left last year, she said, Mr. Decker, before you get back, I'm going to sell 10 diamonds over a carat. Now, she's doing GIA Diamonds 1 and 2 in diamond grading. Did I say how old she was? Did I tell you?
Yeah.
How old?
Well, she's in 8th grade now, right?
14. I go every October. She called me last month. Said, Mr. Dickers, Allison, I just sold my 7th diamond over a carat. So I asked her how it happened, and she just, while people waiting on batteries and what have you, did I say she works 2 hours a day? Well, her dad called me not too long ago and said she just popped her 8th one. I said, how'd that happen? He said, well, this guy came in for his 30th anniversary, and one of our senior sales associates sold him a Swarovski crystal bracelet for $69 for 30 years. And while the senior salesperson was wrapping it up, he said, my daughter grabbed a carat and a quarter VS1F that was $99.50 and put it in the 4-pronged diamond holder and walked up and said, did your wife have one of these? That's how it started. $10,000 later. Yesterday I asked how many people buy on impulse. We've all bought on impulse, right? Every one of us. We have 7,000 SKU numbers that are impulse buys in here, but the problem is everything's locked up in clear glass cages. Why? Somebody might steal it. Strike one. Second reason, people think it's a lot of money. Strike two. You already got 2 strikes against you before somebody can pull your door open. You go to a BMW dealership, they're all sitting outside. You can get in, smell the leather, play with them. Can't play with our stuff. It's all locked up. I am somebody that I live by rules. When I fly, I've got millions of miles on United, and I sleep great on jets. I either eat or sleep. Because air traffic controllers have rules. I'm glad there's air traffic controllers. Now what's really interesting about your owner, Mr. Ozzie, he's super, super, super nice guy. He's really nice. He's really not real demanding, not too hard on anybody. I mean, he even lets people like Sammy work here. Isn't that something? Think about that.
Stop laughing.
But we have a problem. Guys, I don't want to sell like they sell at Zales and Gordon's and Kay's and Jared. Inventory doesn't make us better even though we have Rolex. Because the inventory, you can buy it anywhere, you guys. What makes us better is the team. Amber's 23. Been here a month. The learning curve before you're comfortable is 3 years. There's a ton to know. And knowledge gives you self-confidence. So this little girl in Georgia is already at 8. 8's nothing. The most I've sold in 1 year is around 240. But I didn't do that when I was in 8th grade either. 8's more than I've ever sold. And we spend all this money on advertising, build this gorgeous building to get them to come in for what? To sell like they do at Zales? Is that why we do this? I'm a nice guy too, guys, but I would have rules. And if you don't follow them, I wouldn't let you work for me. And it's not because I'm not a nice guy. It's because I want my clients coming in here to have an experience that's not delivered anywhere else. We should be selling between 150 and 201 carat diamonds a year out of this location. The 50 we are selling are people that come in and they want to buy one because they're getting engaged or it's their anniversary. I didn't see any creation happening yesterday at all. All we're doing is taking care of their little needs, their repair, their battery, what they want to buy, and letting them go out. That happens everywhere USA. And to be right honest with you, if this is how you guys want to sell, you don't want me to come back. You don't. No way. There's 4,500 stores I've trained in this country. I'm going to one next week that I've been 6 times in 2 years. And I've got their diamond sales up 30% since I started, and their Rolex timepieces are up 18% since I started. Salesmanship is your professional ability to create. So today, and I don't want you to do this because Shane's here. I do not want that. What was the 5th absolute I had you write down yesterday? Anybody want to take a peek at your notes? What was the 5th one? What was the 5th absolute you wrote down yesterday?
Everybody's wow.
I got a little kid in Georgia. By the time I get there next month, might be at 10. That's working 2 hours a night, but might be selling more diamonds by herself than somebody in here is over a carat. Huh. Go figure. So the reason I want to talk about this, you guys, I'm not about mediocrity or ho-hum or just letting the brand sell itself because it's awesome or a diamond popping out because somebody came in to buy one. Any store can do that. I'm about you guys changing the client's experience so much they would not even ever think about buying somewhere else except right here. So I want to review a little bit what we did 3 years ago. And usually I come to stores at least once a year, twice a year, and that might be partly my fault because we took such a long gap. But there is nothing more important than delivering an experience that they're walking out going, man, those guys are awesome. That's number one. And so when people are coming in for batteries, picking up a repair, they just bought a coat hanger or some silver beads, or other drop-dead gorgeous jewelry, I want everybody wowed before they go. And if you go, oh, got to show you something before you leave, and they say, hey, I'm in a hurry, look, I can't, that still counts as a try, does it not? You still brought it up. And we can make all kinds of excuses why we don't wow. I'm writing a book called Dadisms. There are 32 things my father said to me all the time. Chapter 1 is, he said all the time to me, he said, Shane, don't prove yourself, improve yourself. My father said that to me all the time. I couldn't have an excuse with my dad because my dad said, Shane, excuses are just lies for your shit. That's what he said. So if I walked up to you and say, why didn't you wow? Don't give me an excuse. Because all excuses do is justify poor actions. Is that not a fact? You just didn't do it. You missed an awesome opportunity. Did you not? Do you know how many people walk in jewelry stores today have actually held a loose carat or 2 carat diamond? And all people have walked in jewelry stores one time or another. How many of them have held a loose carat or 2 carat diamond in the United States? Anybody want to jump on that?
30%.
Less than 10. Now what happens is we put this stuff out every day. And you ask Sammy, Somebody did. How many times you put this stuff out? Standing right up there. You know what? We get desensitized. It's awesome to put the Rolexes out every morning, but after 4 or 5 years, it's no big deal to hold a $50,000 timepiece. Just do it every day. We put the diamonds out, put them away. Put them out, put them away. Yeah, just hold the 3-carat yellow diamonds. No big deal. I don't care if you're desensitized. The clients, they don't get to touch this stuff and put it out every morning. People, they'll forget what you say, they'll forget what you do, but people never forget how they're treated. And if we treat them better than everybody else, we win. She's in 8th grade, and she wows everybody she waits on. She's a little kid. But when I was full-time retail, if my people didn't wow, I'd call them back and say, hey, Mike, why didn't you wow? I don't go to chance number 3. If you don't wow, you just don't work for me. Go work at Zales, don't wow there. You work for me, we wow. How do you do it? Well, the secret's the timing. The secret's the timing. And you don't wow when they're in the middle of a presentation or when you're in the middle of taking care of what they really came in for. The wow is what you do right before they're ready to leave, or they're just standing, twiddling their thumbs, waiting on a battery. Batteries can take 5 to 10 minutes. Can they not? 5 to 10 minutes. Pardon me. That's an opportunity to wow, because that's all the time it takes. Dropping off the repair, spinning away. Oh, can I show you something before you leave? And so the secret's the timing. And how you do it, step number 1, I want you to write this down. Shannon, I heard you 3 years ago. That's great. Are you doing it? And I will keep talking about this until you do it all the time. Now, I also need our fearless owner, if you're not wowing, to ask you why you didn't. We're not a typical jewelry store. Your guys' ads on TV are incredible. When people finally come in here, if they've seen your ads a long time, they've got super high expectations. Now let me talk about expectations. If we don't do anything different than any other jewelry store, why are you making those awesome ads? Huh? Oh, it's just like any other store. Well, ads are great, but you know. The ads create monsters that have never been in before. You guys got that? So step number 1 is create interest. And how you do it is with a tool. And the tool is called a lead in line. Now, a lead in line is something that you say that takes them in to the next presentation. It's called the lead-in line. And there's all kinds of lead-in lines, and what you guys have to do is find lead-in lines that you're comfortable saying. It's got to be your profile, your personality. And I'd walk them to the door, and as they're getting ready to leave, remember, I'd say something like, and I've never had somebody say, well, I don't know and I don't care. Never happened. I've had people say, I'd love to see what's in there, but I got to go. Could I, maybe next time coming in? Or they'd stop dead in their tracks and say, what? And I said, I'll be right back. And I collect cool stuff. I've got meteorite at home, dinosaur bones, I have dinosaur eggs. I love weird stuff. I like wowing people when they come to my house with cool things. I've got a piece of corpalite. Does anybody know what corpalite is? It is petrified dinosaur poop. And little kids will come over and I'll show them this rock and they're looking at it. And I'll say, smell it. And I'll say, lick it. And their dad's looking at it like, what's crap? Because it's 65 million years old. And they say, well, what am I doing, Mr. Decker? I said, you just licked some dinosaur poop. You know, corpalite is what it's called. I have a dinosaur bone ring at home. I love wearing it. You guys working in a museum Or are you working in a jewelry store?
Both.
Get it out and get it in the hand. So a lead-in line, check this out. Wait till you see. Gotta show you my favorite. And my wife would say to ladies, guess what just came in? Because women love to see what just came in. Story came across my office recently where a lady from Greece, she was in Hollywood. She was on Rodeo Drive, walking in high-end stores. Didn't speak English very well. Had on a lot of pink. Nails were done, hair was done, just classy. Wasn't spoken to in a lot of high-end stores. Flying back home that afternoon. Young lady in a small jewelry store on Rodeo Drive, young, 21 or 2 or 3. Finally took the time to greet her, thank her for coming in. They got to talking, and she said, "Oh man, I love your pink outfit, your pink purse." I think it was Cartier, I don't remember, but it was one of those purses like $15,000. You change it every 3 months. And the lady from Greece said, "Oh, I love pink." And she said, "Have you ever seen a pink diamond?" She just happened to have one. 2 carat. Lab report read natural, fancy, intense, vivid, saturated pink is a VS10000. She said, "Well, I'd love to see a pink diamond." Brought it out to her, had the lab report, showing it to her. And the lady didn't ask her how much it was. She just said, "I'll take it." She gave her the Platinum American Express, which is unlimited. $2 million. Nobody said anything all day to her, and the little lady said, "Man, have you ever held a pink diamond?" I mean, guys, people don't walk in jewelry stores every day either. But I want you to think, you never know who will buy it. Just remember, the one you don't show is the one that would have bought it and you didn't show it. And people do this all the time. They just came in for battery. They didn't want anything else. Really? You're that smart to know that? 62 people in 1 year waiting on a battery bought a carat. I'm glad I showed it to them. They didn't want anything else. So if you have that in your head, you're making a decision for a client before you even give them a chance, are you not? But if you're that smart, I need you working for me. Creating interest. How long does it take? A millisecond. All it is something that you said that piques their curiosity. Timing's the secret. The second thing that you do as soon as you hand it, what are you going to hand it to them in?
I would assume a diamond holder.
Pardon me? Anybody in here a really good catch?
Sure.
Let's see you do that in a pair of tweezers. It was already loaded too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Don't use tweezers. Clients hate tweezers. I had a guy that came in that was a surgeon. Black guy had an afro. Super cool dude. And he was buying his wife a diamond. She worked for 9 years while they were married to get him through college. And he was looking at a 1 carat marquee, and you know what's really cool? He squeezed the tweezer so hard, and I thought a doctor, with sutures and tweezers would be awesome. The tweezers touched in the middle. We had a real high ceiling, and the diamond shot out of there like a rocket. We both had the trout look. Diamond hit the ceiling. We had blue shag carpet. I raked that crap every morning. I was a teenager. And here's a doctor and a gemologist crawling around on the carpet looking like 2 dogs greeting each other, looking for that diamond. And you know what's really amazing is I stood up because I'm very impatient, and I happened to look down at the top of his afro haircut. That's where it was on his head. I said, "I see the diamond." He said, "Where is it?" I said, "It's on your head." He said, "Get it." I'd never done that before. No tweezers. The 4-pronged diamond hole. Get it in the hand. So step 2 is romance it. But you got to romance it so much you want it first. And guys, we're a Rolex store. I don't want to hear sparkles, pretty, gorgeous. I don't want to hear the 17-year-old commonality vocabulary used at the mall. I want you to work on romancing the product, but I don't want it to sound like, if we're the 4th store they've been to, 3 other people that's behind the diamond case either. And if you've read any of my articles, or if you remember doing your assignment 3 years ago, you heard me rattle off stuff like crystallized intensity, faceted, nitro, ballistic, nuclear, white hot, rare marriage of fire and ice, inhaled light, and breathes fire. Girl's best friend, man's best weapon, cut by somebody's hands is skilled as a surgeon, the epitome of nature and the craftsmanship of man, and we do this, sparkles. Really? That's what you got to say? If you don't make it spatial, it's not spatial. If you make it ordinary, it's ordinary. It takes a million mind to obtain one. That 3-carat yellow is so underpriced, it's a joke. So are Rolexes. Guys, you're going to get out of this what you put in. That's what you're going to get. And if all we're getting out of it is what we put in it right now, I mean, it's like it's a joke. You're in the most gorgeous jewelry store in this part of the United States. The next best web page that's as nice as ours is in Detroit. He's got me here because he cares about his clients and his business. Romancing. We sell feelings and emotions. We're not selling tires and shingles and car insurance. And we're not at the grocery store. Can you imagine going to the grocery store and the milkman's there and you're standing looking at the cases? And he goes, "What you doing?" "I'm just looking at your milk." "Got a lot of milk. I just came in to look at it, but I'm just looking at your milk." "I'm going to look at all the store's milk today before I go home, but I'm just looking at the milk." Really? Think how stupid that sounds. They don't come in here and just look either, because we don't have the time to just look. 80% of all people, that's actually not true. It's over 80% of all people today buy the day they shop because they don't have time to shop tomorrow. And if a battery lasts 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and that's the only time they come in a jewelry store, you've got once every 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years to show somebody something special. That's how often you've got. That's it. Romance on a creative ticket is 70 to 80% of the time. But you've got to romance it so much, guys, you want it first. Diamonds are cut to capture and release light in a split second. They explode when they're cut correctly. Cut is 50%. 50% of the value of the diamond. I trained at Hearts on Fire University for 13 years. I helped them build their training program. I love the diamond. The prices are high. Romancing. And you got to learn to romance every product. And you can romance Rolexes. And you can romance how they polish the steel. And you can romance their gold and their sapphire crystals and the craftsmanship and the skill set.